So now you join us on top of the party bus, which is also known as the Krone stand, which is really hard to miss this year at the LAMMA 2020 show. It is packed with a multitude of brand new products, and you can hardly miss it when it's got a trio of choppers down one side. To give us a quick overview of the stand, what's trending, what's new, what's in development, I've got Marketing Maestro. Should we go for that again?
Yeah, Marketing Maestro.
Mr. James Duggleby. James, what's going on?
Very busy show, lots happening. We were a bit worried yesterday, thought, well, the second year in, how's it going to be? Has everyone come for a look last year and thought, but no, very busy, positive mood as well, really good inquiries. So that was, pleasing to see. And then this morning, quite a start. I think there's a few too many beers drunk in Birmingham last night.
But in some dodgy areas?
Could well be, some of our guys certainly. So that was done. But yet again, you can see the show's really busied up, and yet again some real positive inquiries, people talking about what's happening, what they're doing, and they're not saying the weather's holding them back or Brexit's holding them back. They're really looking forward.
Ideal. So what's new from you guys then?
So a couple of machines. We've got a 4-rotor rake, the Swadro TC1370, replacing the 1400 Plus, and then we've got the Plus balers, which have replaced Extreme Comprima balers. So they've had a facelift, and then the combi wrapper baler has had an upgrade on the wrapper as well. So going up to 36 RPM from 32 RPM. Just to knock off about 8 seconds off the wrapping time.
Right. All adds up. Just going back to the rakes, what's kind of changed on there then from the previous generation?
So slightly wider working width. The 4-rotor is the last rake to receive the facelift treatment. It's a process happened over the last few years. 20 centimetres extra working width, so it can just gather up 5 swaths, whereas before it was a bit hard and sharp. Hydraulic suspension now, so we've done away with springs. Springs are great. They act quickly, they react fastly, but hydraulics allow you to give a constant working pressure regardless of the working width. So as you make an adjustment, the calculations can be done by the computer, etc. So that as well. To cope with the the increased throughputs, we've got 5 double tines on the back now as opposed to 4, just to speed up, make sure we still keep that nice box-shaped swath, and then the layout of the controls has just become a bit more intuitive.
Now you guys are never short of a development, and you've got the latest version of the Premos on the stand. What's going on with that these days?
Yeah, so Premos, start back at the beginning, 2015 Agritechnica. Here's a concept.
Yeah.
What do you think? And everyone went, yeah, we really like this. We want to buy one now. Yeah. So okay, it's a concept. So 2017 Agritechnica again. They've done some more development work and said, yeah, we're getting a little bit more of an understanding now how it can work in the field and be a bit commercial. 2019 Agritechnica, it was there. I said, right, okay, so we're getting there. We're now very confident about the machine. We're now moving it. We're looking at different markets. So last summer we had this machine in for 2 weeks. We made some pellets in the field, but for the UK conditions, in-field harvesting is only going to be a small part of the picture. 5 tons an hour, still all the pellets, far more than the static mill. You're not going to make a huge amount in an 8-week harvest window. So what we launched at Agritechnica 19 was a static bale feed. So throughout the year, we can use the Premos in the stack yards, bring bales to it. It's got a novel knife and like a spaghetti twister to wrap up the string and deposit. It was a silver medal winner by the DLG. That's on display here, the bale feed, because that's something coming next year. But we wanted to bring the Premos to the UK and say, look, you've seen it in Europe, you've seen it in the press, you've seen it online. Here it is. What do you think about it? Tell us your thoughts. Tell us how it might work with your business. We'll tell you what we think it'll do. Then once we know what's the bale feed, how the bale feed will work, the throughputs, the work rates, we can then start talking about commercial and making it commercially available in the UK.
And over the last 2 days at the event, what's the feedback been like on the Premos?
It's been swamped.
Really?
A lot of interest. It's new, it's novel, it's something different. It's it's very rare in this industry you get a real innovation. Often it's a facelift, it's a tweak, it's a little bit more horsepower, it's a little bit more working width, a little bit more performance. This is a machine that we can make pellets in the field. So there's a lot of people wanting to understand it, a lot of people wanting to understand what it can do and already have there in their mind what they think it can do. Our challenge is to say, well, you may want it to do this, but actually, do we want it to do this? It might do this. We had one customer yesterday wanting to pelletise horse muck.
Right. Muck?
Muck.
Right. What for?
Fertiliser.
All right.
It's out to big horse yards, dewater it, feed it into a pelletiser.
Right.
Theory sounds great, but we're working in field and bales at the
Yeah,
moment.
put that into a swath.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a bit kind of, not saying we can't do it,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of interest there, and
Yeah.
actually, it's our job, our challenge to make sure we have a machine.
So from an engineering point of view, that opens up other challenges like how do you feed that, hoppers, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's great. Love your foresight there. We want to develop it as a demand and a market. We'll work with customers. But yeah, let's concentrate about getting straw up out the swath first, and then get the bale feed and its primary purpose going. Then we can look at pelletising the weird and the wonderful.
Now, based on some of your nights out in Birmingham, I love a big chopper, and you've got 3 of them on the stand. What's happening in Big X World?
So Big X World, we had the wide body, the 404 launched last year with the 1180. I think we were in Berlin ourselves doing it and keeping out of trouble. So that completed the big end range. In terms of the smaller choppers, no news at the moment. Something may or may not be on the cards, so let's watch this space.
I'd ask you what that might be, but I've asked you that in the past before and you just lied to me, to be honest. But there's always something good at the end of it, hopefully.
Yeah, there is. It's an evolution of product there. The maize header, we've got the X-Collect with the folding guards. So many contractors, farmers can never be bothered putting the guards on the maize header, which isn't road legal. Now they're available. Or
they just get lost under the edge near the gateway or run over.
Absolutely, absolutely. So now integral guards on the X-Collect, so that's something new.
So how does that actually work then?
So it's just linked in. It's kind of complex. It's like a shower curtain, is how I describe it. I'm sure the engineers don't like me saying it. But it's based on a roller blind mechanism.
Yeah.
And as it folds, and then the guards come around the front and go over the dividers of the maize header.
Ideal. And in terms of trending, what's kind of going on with the Krone products? Is there anything that people are particularly attracted to at the show, or just in general?
Just looking around, I've not noticed a quiet part of the stand. Obviously the Premos has been the busy part because it's new. It's the first exposure in the UK. But everything else, the mowers, the tedders, rakes, the round square balers, forage wagons, foragers, they've had people all the way around. The hospitality has been busy. Yesterday we did about 700 cups of tea and coffee, 700 brews, the power of a brew. And it's just been great.
Not the power of green, the power of brew.
Yeah, it actually
Yorkshire tea?
Yeah, Yorkshire tea, obviously. And it actually says on the cups, Krone, the power of a brew.
Yeah.
So we just like to have that contact. LAMMA's great for getting in contact with customers, taking time to be able to speak to them, get those relationships going, get those discussions going, and see how we can benefit each other.
Spot on as ever. Cheers, James.
James, thank you.